You know, the number one thing as a man, the number one life skill that you need to develop, it's not going to be the amount of money that you know how to accumulate over your life. It's not going to be how many women you can have sex with. It's not going to be how many degrees you can acquire over your lifetime. It's not going to be how many books you've read. It's not going to be how many stocks, how much real estate, how much muscle tone you gain. It's going to be grit. Grit is the number one thing you need to learn as a man. Grit. Now, what is grit? Grit is mental toughness, right? So physical toughness is cool, right? You go to the gym. I'm at the gym right now, right? So I'm about to go in the gym and I'm going to go beat up my body. And what happens when you beat up your body? You start to get these microscopic tears in your muscles, and eventually your muscles start to rebuild stronger, and then you become stronger. And over time, as long as you have a clean diet and you're not taking in more calories than you should, the body fat that you have starts to dissipate, and next thing you know, over the course of a year, 2 years, you start to have physical muscles, right? Now, I'm going to go in this gym now, and one of the dudes that I actually do work out with, this dude's fucking jacked. He's jacked like a motherfucker. But physical toughness can only get you so far. Mental toughness, grit, is the most important thing that you need to learn as a man. Now, grit is something that is acquired or something that comes in your life over going through adversity. You have to go through adversity. You're going to go through so much shit as a man, especially when you get to my age. I'm 40, okay? When you get to 40 years old, you're going to see so much shit that's going to make your head turn. You're going to have friends of yours that are going to leave. You're going to have girlfriends of yours that are going to leave. You're going to lose jobs. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to lose people. People are going to die around you. You're going to have to deal with losing all types of shit by the time you're 40 years old. Okay? Now, of course, I didn't have this much grit when I was 20, right? So if you're a 20-year-old man and you're watching this, nobody expects you to have a shit ton of grit because you're a fucking kid. You literally just became legal in the United States 2 years ago, but you still have the mind of a teenager. Yeah, you can buy cigarettes legally and you can buy porn legally, but you still are a child in the mind. It takes years to go through some grit and things that are sometimes unspeakable. But what happens is it's how you deal with these things. You learn how to deal with things on a much different level through grit. You learn that everybody, it's not smart to look at other people and expect them to have the same things or react the same way to things that you would. You learn that expecting people to be more like you is not a good idea. I learned a long time ago to quit expecting myself out of other people. I learned a long time ago that one of the worst things I could do is expect people to be like me, react like me, do things like me. And I'm a high achiever in life. Literally, I do things at a very high level. I don't know how to be average. I don't want to be average. So when you expect other people as a high achiever to react or do things in a way that you do them, especially when you're a high achiever, you're letting yourself up for you're setting yourself up for failure. Grit is something that it's taught, and I can tell you this, it's stoicism. Stoicism saved my life. I learned to be more stoic about things. When things are going wrong, I've learned to be a lot more stoic about them. I learned not to complain. I learned not to be so emotionally um, emotionally unintelligent. Let's just say that. When I was younger, I really had a problem with blowing up. I would get pissed off. I would get angry. I would take things way out of context. And it wasn't until I got into my later 20s, honestly 30s, when I really started to realize that getting your blood pressure all up and getting all pissed off and reacting in a crazy way is not really gonna make your life better. I used to get pissed off at the dumbest shit, you know? But it was over the years, like my grit really formed, honestly, in my 30s. Like I said, you're gonna have to lose some sleep. You're gonna have to lose some friends. You're gonna have to lose a girlfriend. You're gonna have to lose people dying around you, people getting sick. It's gonna be you dealing with your friend that you haven't seen in years coming to your house and telling you, hey, I had cancer last year. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Or friends of yours, their mother's passing away. Or friends of yours, their dad, them telling you, hey, my dad has stage 4 cancer. Or your cousin getting killed. Or your uncle getting killed. Or your business falling flat on its fucking face. All the adversity, just like going to the gym, it's gonna make you stronger. And it's all in how you react. You have to have the grit of a Hall of Fame quarterback. You gotta have that grit of a Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl down by 2-3 fucking touchdowns. You can't falter, you can't cry. You gotta have some grit.